tonight, many dog owners are becoming more concerned about dog napping, and it can be hugely distressing. And as Rebecca Wood's been finding out, there have been calls for dog theft to be classified as a specific crime.
This is Brandy. She's my girl. I've had her for 5 years, and in that time, we've been through a lot together, like families do.
Sometimes she's a bit moody, but she's always there to keep me company, give me a cuddle, and generally lift my spirits.
If anything happened to Brandy, I don't know what I'd do. But sadly, the number of owners having to deal with the nightmare of having their dog stolen is on the rise. And of those reported stolen to the police, only 1 in 5 get returned safely.
It's heartbreaking. It's like you've lost a piece of yourself.
Dogs are stolen for a number of reasons: extortion, to breed from, or just a chance to make some quick cash selling them on.
It's all about money, really. The key reason why people steal dogs is because it's become a low-risk, high-reward crime.
And that's because, as the law currently stands, stealing a dog is the same as stealing a mobile phone or other inanimate object.
Bike theft or scrap metal theft are dealt with as specific crimes, but the theft of a much-loved family pet isn't seen that way in UK law. Freya Woodhall's Sprocker Spaniel Willow was stolen from her garden in Shropshire in 2018.
I went out for about an hour. It's a nice, secure back garden. We've got gates each side, and thought she would have been safe.
Sprocker puppies sell for around £500, but Willow was priceless to Freya, and over a year since she was taken, not a day goes by that Freya doesn't think of her.
She's lovely. She's definitely part of the family. She's like another child to me.
Until it happened to her, Freya had no idea how common dog thefts are.
It is really awful, and to know that nearly 60 dogs a week go missing, it's heartbreaking all over again, because I know that new people are losing, a family member. And nobody should be in that situation.
The pain of losing Willow is still raw, even after all this time. And that's why Freya won't give up trying to find her.
I know that she's out there, and I know that, we want her home, and we will never stop feeling that. My kids are heartbroken, and if I can help try and fix their broken hearts by doing this, I'll keep going.
I just can't imagine what Freya's been through, for Willow to have just disappeared like that and to still have no idea what happened to her 18 months on.
But sadly, Willow's story is a familiar one to Dr. Daniel Allen from Keele University, and also dog dad to Rupert, the chocolate Labrador.
Popo, right? Popo.
Daniel's a patron of SAMPA, the Stolen and Missing Pets Alliance. He's discovered that dog thefts in England and Wales rose by almost 20% in 1 year, and is campaigning for the law to be changed.
We have to recognise that pets are family. We need to recognise that they're sentient beings, and we need to recognise that this crime should be taken far more seriously.
Where does the law stand at the moment regarding dog thefts?
At the moment, dog theft is treated under the Theft Act 1968, and stolen dogs are treated exactly the same way as stolen computers or laptops. They're basically treated as property. That's it.
And thieves can make good money selling our pets on or breeding from them.
If you can get a dog which is still intact, people breed from them, and then puppies are worth lots of money. Lots of rounds of puppies is thousands and thousands of pounds. So it's all about the money.
Daniel wants to see more convictions and tougher penalties for dog nappers to stop it being low-risk, high-reward crime.
It used to be that people kept dogs to deter burglars, but now some owners are more worried about thieves breaking in to steal their dogs.
Like Mandy Dance, she's been showing and breeding champion dogs for 40 years and knows the rise in dog thefts is worrying people in the world of show dogs.
These are miniature wire-haired Dachshunds. And then Bobby here, he was home checked yesterday.
Mandy breeds dogs to show, but sometimes has puppies to sell, and has had to become very careful who she lets into her house.
In the old days, if somebody would ring up, we didn't have emails and whatever then, but they'd ring up and say, you know, and I'd say, oh, yes, we've got a litter, come and have a look at them. And they would come, we'd welcome them in, they'd look at them, we'd assess whether we liked them or not, and then take it from there. They never just came and took a puppy, you have to understand. But now we're very cautious about who we allow in, because you just don't know who these people are.
Pedigree dogs can be worth hundreds of pounds, so Mandy makes sure her prospective puppy parents are genuine, and her little champions, like Gloria here, are kept very secure.
We've done quite a lot, actually. We've fitted new locks all over the house, and we've got an alarm system fitted to the house. The dogs come with us every time we leave, and if we can't take them, somebody comes in and sits with them. We never leave them now, which we would have done quite happily. In the old days, you know, when I was much younger, we would have happily left them with the run into the garden from the kitchen or whatever. I would never dream of doing that now. They are always under supervision at all times, because you just cannot take too many precautions.
Mandy supports changing the law.
I would like to see the law accepting that dogs are part of the family, because I think for the majority of people that is what they are.
And Daniel agrees. He sees Rupert as part of his family, and that's central to his campaign for pet theft reform.
The law is not up to scratch. It's not fit for purpose in relation to missing and stolen pets.
To most of us, our pets are invaluable, but under the law, if your dog is worth less than £500, the most a thief could face is 2 years in prison. Daniel believes the monetary value of your pet shouldn't matter. He thinks changing the law could make thieves think again.
So what it's going to do is going to provide sentences that fit the crime. It's going to appreciate and recognise that pet theft is serious. It's something which does have a massive impact, not just on our pets, but also on families. And hopefully then it will also act as a deterrent.
The government states that dog thieves could face up to 7 years behind bars. But last year, only 1 in 100 cases ended with a conviction. The largest dog welfare charity in the UK wants harsher punishments handed out, as Lee Paris from Dogs Trust explains.
Well, what we'd like to see actually is amendments made to the sentencing guidelines, which would allow the courts to hand down tougher sentences for those convicted of stealing dogs.
Why do you think doing that would make a difference?
Well, by handing down tougher sentences, we're hoping that it sends out a strong message to would-be thieves that it's a crime that's taken seriously.
We approached DEFRA, the government department that deals with animal welfare issues, and a spokesperson told us,
robust laws are already in place. All reported crimes should be taken seriously, investigated, and where appropriate, taken through the courts and met with tough sentences.
But Daniel says that rarely happens.
The people that are being caught, which is very minimal numbers, they basically get a small fine, up to £250, sometimes a bit more. Prison time, highly unlikely. So it's something where it's really not taken seriously by the current laws.
So how can you keep your beloved pooch safe from thieves? Lee gave me some good advice.
Definitely making sure that the dog is microchipped and tagged and has the right information on the database or on the tag itself. Never leaving your dog tied up outside a shop or left alone in a car, and even being mindful of them when they're out in the garden and making sure that you've got your eye on them and that your property is secure from your dog getting out and from people getting in.
Top advice. Come on, Bobby.
You can't put a price on your pet, but when the thieves do, maybe we all need to take more care.